We're going away. Get your bag, check the tag. Decision is made. Lock your door, need no more. It's already paid. Cancel your meal for a while. It's a journey for life, and I'm your ride. Hang on, we'll be long gone. Hang on.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another video. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Kristi. I'm currently following the WW Personal Points program, but I also share calories on my channel as well. So in today's video, I'm doing a what I eat in a day video. This is going to be a what I eat in a day on the days that we have steak night. My husband's going to be grilling steak and shrimp, and then I'm kind of thinking today is going to be a little bit of a high point day just because of what I have for my lunch today. So I'm going to just take you along and we'll see what we end up doing for the day. So typically on days that we're home, like on the weekends, we just kind of wing it on the weekends. So I think that these are the days that it's really good to kind of take you along with me just to kind of show what we eat during those days. My what I eats are truly what I eat. I'm not going to be taking you along like for a day in the life or anything. I'm just going to be moving very quickly throughout the day and showing you what I eat and giving you the points and the calories as well. So as I was showing in the beginning, I start my day with a cup of coffee. Actually, I start my day with a bottle of water. I'll show you that later, that I keep my bottle of water up on the counter. So I've already had a bottle of water at this point, and now I'm going to have my 2 cups of coffee. Usually I use Coffee Mate, but today I'm using this Tirani, I think you pronounce it. It's sugar-free French vanilla syrup, 0 calories and 0 points. And then I'm also using some unsweetened cashew milk. This is 25 calories for 1 cup or 0 calories for half a cup. So I usually have 2 cups. So this is going to come out this morning to 0 points or just about maybe 15-20 calories. And before I forget, I get 27 points a day. My chicken breast, turkey breast, fruits, and vegetables are my 0 point foods. For breakfast this morning, I'm going to be having a little bit different version of my chocolate chip overnight oats. These are the chocolate chip peanut butter overnight oats. I just have in there, I think maybe like 6 Lily's chocolate chips. I just kind of dumped a few in there. And instead of my normal almond milk that I'm using with this, I'm going to be using this chocolate unsweetened almond milk. I got this for my husband. I was thinking like he would like it in place of chocolate, but I wasn't even thinking it's unsweetened. It's not going to taste like chocolate milk. So I used that. I just whipped together some of these overnight oats last night. So for this kind, it's 40 calories for 1 cup. And I just use a half a cup in there, so it's going to be 0 points. And then this time I'm going to be using a scoop of this Vital Proteins Collagen Peptides. For this kind, you can have 2 scoops for 70 calories. I'm just going to use 1 scoop, which will be about 35 calories and 0 points for the 1 scoop. So this whole breakfast for me is going to be 4 points. If you're counting calories, it's 250 calories, including the collagen peptides. Moving on to lunch, I actually have leftover sub from dinner last night. So I've kind of cut off a little bit of the bread from the end. The sub that I get, it looks pretty nasty the next day, but that's because I get avocado on it. So the sub that I get is the Ever Roast chicken sub. I do get American cheese on there. I also get avocado on there extra. I don't get any mayonnaise or anything like this. I count this half a sub as a 13-point sub. This is a sub from Publix. And the calories come out from my estimation in MyFitnessPal to about 650 calories. So definitely a little bit higher in points and calories for a lunch than I care for, but I know that I can make it work. I have my water bottles over there. I've had 2 bottles of water so far today. I like to just stack them up there. That way at the end of the day, if I forget to go through and mark them, then I have them and I can kind of go back and know exactly how many I had. Now it is snack time. I'm going to have a little snack, and I'm having these Good Thins Parmesan crackers. They're so good. I'm going to use this red pepper hummus. This is 2 tablespoons of red pepper hummus. I just put it on my scale and weighed it out. So you can have 2 tablespoons for 2 points. And then these Good Thins are gluten-free crackers. You can have 9 crackers for 2 points. So this is going to be a 4-point snack for me, and if you're counting calories, it's going to be 135 calories. And I really like the Parmesan and garlic kind, but my husband likes the garden veggie kind better. Those ones are good, but to me, they're just not as good. I just really like the Parmesan kind. It is now dinner time, and as you can see, it's steak night. So we're having some top sirloin tonight, and we're also having shrimp and asparagus and these butternut squash. I haven't had these before. I like to make my own butternut squash, but that was just some frozen kind that I picked up. So on the steaks, I just season them with Montreal steak seasoning on both sides. So this here will make enough probably for, well, maybe not 2 nights for both of us. I usually only have about 3 ounces of steak when I'm having shrimp with it. So I have 3 ounces of steak, 3 ounces of shrimp. If we don't have shrimp with it, then I might have 4 or 5 ounces of steak. It just depends really on how I'm feeling that day and how much I want. So I just season both sides of the steak with the seasoning, and then my husband grills them, both the steak and the shrimp on the grill. The shrimp we'll put on one of those trays that have the little holes, kind of like a veggie tray. Now to season the shrimp, you don't have to season it at all. I like to mix it in some seasonings and olive oil. So in here I have some olive oil, some lemon juice, probably about a tablespoon of lemon juice, and then some garlic powder. I do maybe about a teaspoon of garlic powder, Italian seasoning, and salt, and just mix that all together. And it is so good this way. So again, the shrimp, and then I'm going to steam the asparagus, and then that butternut squash goes in the microwave. I usually like to roast my own fresh butternut squash, but I didn't have any fresh, so I bought that. So this is what the shrimp looks like when it's done. It is so good. And then I have my asparagus over here that I steamed. I just have one of those steamer pots that you just put on the stove. You put water in the bottom, and then it has the little holes on that steamer part on the top. So here is dinner all cooked. I have my 3 ounces of steak there. It looks like more because of the way that I cut it into thin strips. I'm just spraying it with the I Can't Believe It's Not Butter spray, and just actually spraying all of it, asparagus, the whole plate. So there's my 3 ounces of steak, my 3 ounces of shrimp. I have my asparagus, and then we'll see how those butternut squash turn out. So this is going to be 6 points or 290 calories, and actually I gain a point back for the vegetables. And I'll be adding an extra point because I forgot to add for the olive oil that I put in the shrimp. And here's my plate when I'm done, and as you can see, it still has butternut squash there. Not a fan. There's my thumbs down. I was not a fan. I think I'm just so used to taking a real, fresh butternut squash and dicing it up and roasting it in the oven, that I just really didn't care for the texture of these or the flavor, so just not a fan of those. So now here I have my bottled water. So at this point, I've had 3 bottles of water. I have this one that I'm working on right now. So I like to shoot for 4 to 5 bottles of water. I did break down and have a Diet Coke today. I never have more than one of those, but I've really been trying to have maybe just like a couple a week. I don't know that I'll ever completely give it up. So let me know in the comments if you do this. How many of you take the plastic that the bottles come in, any bottles, soda, Gatorade, whatever, and do you go through and cut them like this? So bear with me, I'm trying to do this one-handed while I'm holding the camera with my other hand, but I literally go through and cut like every single area so that there's nothing closed, even the little tiny holes there. I saw a documentary one time, I don't remember what I was watching, but it was a documentary, and it was showing a sea turtle that had one of these plastic things caught around its shell, and the turtle literally grew so it was formed like it had like an hourglass instead of the big shell shape. And now every time I go to throw these away, if I don't cut them up, that's all I picture is that sea turtle. So let me know in the comments if that's something you do. So now it's time for my nighttime snack, and honestly, I have not had this in quite a while. So this is just a snack pack, sugar-free chocolate pudding, and just one, and I've mixed in 3 tablespoons of fat-free Ready Whip. And I just you can top it with graham crackers if you want, or chocolate chips, or whatever you want. But for today, that's all I'm doing. You can really stir it together and it kind of makes like a chocolate mousse. It's really good. So the points and calories on this, it's 3 points for the pudding and 0 points for the Ready Whip. And for the calories on it is 70 for the pudding and 18 for the Ready Whip. So about an 88 calorie snack. And here's where I ended up with the rest of the night. I have just a little bit left in my 5th bottle, and that's it. That's all I'm going to be having for tonight. So I got all my water in, even had a Diet Coke. So this is what I ended up with, 30 out of 27 points. I get 27 a day. I earned back 2, one from my water, one from vegetables. Not a lot back on vegetables today. So I used 1 weekly, and then calories was 1,427. But I do want to mention that I forgot to add the olive oil from the shrimp. So I would say, just to be as an estimate, rough estimate, add an extra point, and calories, maybe like 80 calories. So I probably had like 31 points and then about 1,500 calories. So I hope you liked this video. If you did, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're new, I hope you'll subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you in my next one.